Hey guys, how's it going? It has been a really long time since I've done any kind of YouTube video, but today I decided to go ahead and give you guys an Animal Crossing island tour of my updated island. I hadn't logged in and played my game for a super long time, and then I finally had some time a couple months ago where I was sort of stuck at home and wanted something therapeutic to do, so I just completely redid my island. It is an autumn-themed, sort of European-inspired, partially structured sort of town island, and then also with some natural elements as well. The front and left sides of my island are sort of the more structured sides, and then the middle and right sides are sort of more natural. So my villagers I have are Daisy, Gonzo, Rudy, Wade, Meringue, Marshall, Phoebe, Molly, Blue Bear, and Opal. I just wanted one of every personality type, so I didn't change my villagers from my original island. That's why I have these villagers. They don't really match kind of the theme of my island, but I don't care. And I did everything in real time. I didn't time travel. So yeah, let's jump in. And I do apologize for the noise. They are doing painting and all sorts of stuff outside, just right outside the window I'm next to, so it just figures. Here is my island entrance. I really enjoyed using custom pathing, which I hadn't really used a whole lot of last time, but I did find it tricky to kind of decorate my island entrance because it sort of represents your whole island, and I wanted it to be good. I put the pressure too high on myself. So here's a little flower stand. Yeah, so I also wanted to point out that I was completely unaware of these 2.0 update items, like this bicycle, I believe, is one of them, I want to say. It's like a cruiser bike, all sorts of really cool items to kind of, you know, make your island take it to a next level. You know, you can make buildings, you can make houses and buildings kind of look more realistic, and I'll kind of point them out as I go. I didn't do anything super crazy with like these items, but I wanted to incorporate them, so this is what I ended up doing. I'm going to take you guys to the left first of the entrance. These houses were actually already here. They're like one of the only things that remained the same from my last game. I wanted to not have to move everything, so sort of just lazy. But here's Daisy's house right here, and we have Marshall's, and we have Wade's. I try to keep some colors the same from their kind of default houses and just sort of make them match and kind of have like themes for each little neighborhood. So because they're kind of broken up a little bit. So this is sort of my European, kind of like more English style neighborhood, and it is there's beach access right here. I didn't want to go too crazy with the decorating on the beach. I felt like it didn't really match my island to do a lot of excessive decorating. So I have a little beach bonfire over here. And yeah, just try to keep it sort of simple since I didn't really care that much about the beaches as much. So let's go ahead and go this way, actually. Something that I find kind of difficult about touring other islands is well, while it's really cool to get inspiration, I found it kind of like annoying when you'd have to, just personally, you go somewhere but then you have to turn around and go back to where you were to, you know, go to another part of the island. So I wanted everything to be that you can go straight through and access another part of the island, but then it makes an island tour video really difficult because then I still have to backtrack anyway if I kind of want to show you guys things in a different order or a specific order. So here's kind of like a general park area. We have Blue Bear here. She's working out, I guess. Little chessboard set up there, and a fountain. We have sort of like a coffee shop over here with, oh, I forgot his name, but you know, Brewster, that's his name. I completely forgot. And I have a little bit more beach stuff going on over here. Outdoor picnic on the beach. I liked the duck items a lot, so I just put them everywhere. This duck is stealing the bag of chips from this picnic setup over here. I'll go ahead and show you guys what's over here quick. I have a little marketplace area with more plants because I really wanted to incorporate lots of plants, things all over this island, make it have lots of natural elements to kind of contrast the structured town areas. So here's a little plant shop. kind of behind here. And then these are the storefront items that I used to kind of make this building back here, or in front of the plant shop. So let me kind of show you guys what that looks like. Here's a little kind of Italian restaurant. It's supposed to be over here, where you can sit and eat your food, your pasta. And then over here we have a little bakery set up. Yeah, so this is actually kind of one of the later things I think I did on my island. But I like how it turned out. I'm pretty happy with this. And then over here I kind of have a setup for a boat tours section where you can kind of check in and wait and go on a boat tour with Cap'n over here. And yeah, so this is what I did with my little dock pier setup. And then let me go ahead and take you guys back to the front. So I might kind of fast forward through this. Okay, so if you were to have gone straight, if you came through the main entrance area, then you would be taken to kind of the resident services area. And you can go to the left, which has kind of my sort of like shopping district slash other neighborhood, kind of like part 2 of the neighborhood I already showed you, which we'll go to in just a minute. And then to the right kind of has my hiking trail and campsite area, and also can take you to the marketplace area, which I just showed you. But this is sort of what I thought as kind of the main area where you can go a few different ways. And yeah, I really love making kind of the natural island spaces the most. I do wish that there was more red in the trees by the time I did this video, but I just don't have time to do it later during Thanksgiving because I will be home with family. But here's kind of like a little fishing dock, and I made a lake, which I really enjoyed. I do like the view. I hadn't thought of doing that before with previous islands, but I was inspired by doing other Animal Crossing island tours and seeing what people have done on their islands, and then I just kind of made notes of what I wanted to try out on mine. But it does take up a lot of space. You kind of have to plan accordingly with that. I'm actually going to take you guys to the right and do kind of my one of the first things I made was this whole hiking path, which I like how it turned out. So it has my campsite to start with. So here is my little campsite area, nice and cozy. It also has a view over here of the lake and kind of the farmy areas of my island in the background. And then here's campsite. I don't have a campsite villager here today, but I think in my if you were to come to my island through using the dream code, I believe that it will have a villager staying on the island. So yeah, here's basically the trailhead of my campsite, or sorry, the trailhead of my hiking trail. What am I saying? So yeah, let's go ahead and keep going. So I kind of wanted it to be windy, and yeah, I will also point out I'm sad that the tea olives don't overlap with the red leaves, because that's what I really wanted. I do like the holly bushes, but they obviously have more of a Christmas feel, so I'm kind of bummed that the tea olives and the fall leaves didn't overlap, because that would be like my ideal look of my island. So you keep going this way. You can go down that way. You could also start your hiking trail from that direction if you wanted to, but we're gonna keep going this way. Lots of ducks on the island. I just really liked how they looked, so I just wanted it to be full of ducks. Here is basically the end of the hiking trail up here at the top. There's like a little fishing pond you can fish at, and some pretty cool views if you are in the right place. I'm not really great at utilizing the pro camera, but I do like that you can kind of see the hiking trail sign in the background. Might as well take it out, right? How do I get to it? Here it is. You can kind of turn to the side, get some other views. Yeah, so I do like how the hiking trail turned out. Got a little fire pit going here. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep going. and I'll show you guys the rest of what's up here on this level. But basically this is my sort of mountainy neighborhood. So there's cabins. This is Bluebear's house. She kind of has her own little sewing setup right here since she's into fashion. She has a little campsite, camping setup here, kind of picnicky camping area. And over here we have Gonzo's house, also a kind of a cabin, not really all that different than how his house originally looks. And I kind of wanted to give him a little cornucopia setup here and utilize some of these elements like the Turkey Day casserole dish, which I think is super cute. And I just love pumpkins, so I just put pumpkins all over the island. And then if you go this way, this is sort of like a filler area I didn't quite know what to do with, so it sort of leads to my house up there. But I thought it'd be funny to incorporate the clarinet item in a music stand, because I kind of sort of come from like a family of clarinetists, and I thought it was a funny item, so I put it there as if you could peacefully play the clarinet in the woods, because doesn't that sound just amazing? Don't you just wish this was like real life and we all lived on our own Animal Crossing islands? So here's my house. It doesn't totally match with the rest of my island. I am completely aware, but I wanted to utilize a lot of these plant items. I sort of wanted to be like a crazy plant lady and have, which is not unlike real life, or I would like it to be anyway. So yeah, there are definitely some like more Japanese style items here, and I'm not going to give you a full island I'm not going to do indoor tours, but I am going to quickly just show you like the main room here, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. But I actually started with just redoing my house, and I had so much fun that I decided to go ahead and just redo my whole island, which was maybe a good or bad thing, not quite sure. Took a lot of time, but yeah, so here's my house. Like I said, if you want to come visit my island, you can come check it out. The basement is sort of like a greenhouse area, so that kind of matches the rest of the stuff, but it's sort of more modern. And then the rest of my island is kind of a little more classic, old-timey. And then over here I have a sort of a pumpkin patch. I had sort of the spooky more spooky elements, the spooky items from Halloween, but since it's past Halloween now, I decided to kind of swap them out, and I'm actually going to transition this area into like a Christmas tree farm, and then probably not really touch my game for a long time is probably what I'm guessing. So yeah, this is sort of like my transitional pumpkin patch Christmas tree farm area, but I do like how this turned out, and as I said, I love the pumpkin items, so yeah. And these wheat field items are super fun. I loved using them. I actually went to these treasure islands, which if you're unaware of, if you go on like Twitch, you can find some people that host these kind of glitched out islands where you can either, you know, get items for free if you're like subbed to them, or there's some I think you maybe don't even have to subscribe to the people, but maybe you pay with bells or whatever. There's kind of like an exchange. So yeah, so that's my kind of pumpkin patch area. Let me go ahead and take you guys this way. I do have kind of like a hidden ladder here, which gives you access to this other, if I can find it, kind of like a little extension of my house, where I kind of have like a little pond. I guess you could call it like a little, almost like a bathhouse inspired sort of area. I just wanted to put more plants and make it look pretty. So yeah, that's that. And I do have kind of like some paths on the sides of my island that take you to different sections. I have a little painting spot over here. And yeah, let's keep going back to the front, and I'll take you guys a different direction. I have a little gazebo over here. That's not what that item's called, but I can't pronounce what it's called. And we are back to kind of the marketplace area here, which I already showed you. So if we were to keep going this way, this would have also taken you to the marketplace. I do like the view from this spot right here. Pretty fun. And I love the red trees. I wish all of them are red. They're so pretty. The window of time that the leaves are either like all red or, you know, all pink for during the springtime, during the cherry blossoms, is so short that I like always miss it. Like I only just log into my game every now and then, and I just miss all like the prettiest times of the year, which are so short in the game. Okay, so we're gonna go, actually I'll go ahead and show you guys this side. I'm gonna take you from a different entrance, but the entrance to the other section, kind of part 2 of this neighborhood, if you would have gone this way, then you can either go to the left, and I have kind of a flower meadow, which I'll show you in just a minute, but if you were to have gone this way, then you would be taken up here. And this is sort of kind of like my shopping district slash neighborhood extension part 2. So here's Meringue's house. I decided to go ahead and make a little kind of not bakery, but like sweets shop for her out front. You can go back here and pretend that you're running a little shop. So yeah. And then if you go this way, here's Phoebe. She's so pretty. I like colorful villagers. I guess that's not like a popular thing this day and age, but whatever. Here is Rudy's house. I wanted to incorporate more red up here, even though I was kind of hesitant to use more color. But I just thought it would look nice with their houses and with the trees and everything. So yeah, here's Phoebe's house over here. And I wanted to use the peacock chairs since she's kind of like a peacock. I don't know what she is, actually, but she's sort of like a peacock. Here is my Nook's Cranny entrance. I wanted to utilize the Thanksgiving slash, Halloween sort of items here. And here is Able Sisters. I do really love this item, the gift set item, the Christmas gifts or what, I don't know what it's called, but you can change the colors and it looks really cute. If you didn't know, you can go to, I'm so bad at remembering everybody's names, but if you go to Harv's Island, what is his name? He can do the blue guy, the teal colored guy. He can do customizations on any item to make them what you want. A whole nother thing too, like if you just kind of played casually when you originally played the game, you can actually make your trees, you can stunt the growth of your trees to make them different heights by putting a fruit behind them, or like in any of the spaces around them to stunt their growth at whatever stage of growth they're currently in. And that was like a game changer for me because I didn't do that at all. Was completely unaware of that the first time around. So anyways, here is, I'll show you guys that in a minute. It's pretty stupid to like talk about it and not give you an actual example, but anyways, we'll get to that later. Here is James's house. So if you were wondering, the Burrow, the name of my island, was sort of inspired by Harry Potter, by the Weasley's house. And my original island, I wanted to kind of do a little bit more Harry Potter themed stuff, but didn't really end up going down that route. But I did make this house, which is James's house on the map. It is still the Weasley house, the Burrow, from my last version of my island, and I just kept it the same. It does kind of match the island because it's old-timey, but I think in the basement it's like supposed to be Mr. Weasley's basement, so there are kind of more like modern elements, like he's fiddling around with like muggle stuff, just like he kind of does in the books. So yeah, that's that. If you were to go this way, you would have my museum entrance, but I did kind of just want to show you what's to the left and what's to the right before we go that way. But this basically just wraps around, and you kind of have a sneak peek view of the farming area back there. Some phone booths, and yeah, so let's go ahead and go to the museum area. So here's my museum entrance. I know a lot of people like to just kind of hide their museums, but I don't know. I wanted to try to use a land bridge for the first time, and it just made the most sense to kind of put it here, put some waterfalls around it, and have it lead to the museum. So here it is. I don't have all my items. Like I never finished all of the fishing and butterfly, or insect catching to fill out my museum completely, but maybe someday. So yeah, if you were to go this way, it would also lead you to the back of my island where I kind of have a fishing not fishing village, but like a fishing dock, fishing wharf, pier. But I am going to show you guys that from a different, we're going to come back to that a little bit later from the other direction. So if you, I'm actually going to, come back around, fast forward. Okay, so if you were to go this way, when you came to this kind of fork in the road, this would take you to the kind of farm area of my island. So here we have Molly's house in the background. She has a farm. I really wanted to try a diagonal farm. I do kind of like how this turned out, although I would have liked if I kind of made more of an effort to make a bigger section of my island, kind of like a wheat field area. I do think that those look really cool. But yeah, here's the kind of diagonal farm, and then here's a little fruit stand. And something that I love about this like donation box fruit stand setup is, like, in New Hampshire, in New England, there are actual areas, probably all over, but like this is where I've seen it in person. They have these like fruit stands or produce stands where no one is there, and there's literally kind of like a donation box sort of set up like this, where they have the produce just set there and you can take some and you just leave money, and it's the cutest little thing I've ever seen. Like, there's literally nothing like that in Las Vegas where I grew up. So this is sort of inspired by kind of the small town farmy setups where you can do that in person. So yeah, and I didn't know that these were umbrellas that you can kind of set down. You just find the custom designs that people have done, and you can just put an umbrella down for that design to work. I thought that they were the cube light boxes. I didn't know that they were umbrellas, but isn't that so cool? I'm definitely like late to the game, and I realize that, but whatever, you know. Who cares? Okay, so let's keep going. So yeah, this is Molly's house. I do really like how it turned out, I think. And she has the storefronts on the sides to kind of make it look like she has a bigger farmhouse. And these items are also a game changer, these like storage sheds. I think this is called wooden storage shed, where you can access your home storage. You can take things out, put things away, and it just makes it so much easier, so you don't have to like keep going back and forth to your house. But you can only access some of these items by doing certain things. So like I have Happy Home Paradise, and I think that some of the items I was lucky enough to get because they were just like in the store, but other ones you have to get by designing houses for villagers. And you can also go to treasure islands to get items that you don't have. So that is what I ended up doing for things I really wanted. So yeah, here is kind of my little mini fruit orchard, sort of part of Opal's farm over here. And I have some kind of wheat fields, things over here, which made for kind of a cool backdrop when you're looking at this from the lake. So here's Opal's house. I did sort of the same thing. So they're kind of the farmhouse people, even though that maybe doesn't make the most sense for her character, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to come back around and show you guys the fishing area from the other side. Okay, so now we are back to the left side of the island, where if you were to go straight to the left all the way through, you would get to my kind of flower meadow, which I think is really cute. I know it looks maybe a little more springtime themed, but I like it. So yeah, I was talking about earlier the trees, you can stunt their growth. So like I have a little pear, you know, or any fruit will work, but if you kind of plant them behind, or I think it looks best when you put them behind, but it doesn't have to be right behind them. But if you just plant them in the spaces around your trees, they will stay that size. So that's how you do that. And I didn't know that the first time I played the game. So here's kind of like a little picnic, camping bonfire, not bonfire, but like a sort of beach camping setup over here. And then if you go this way, back onto the trail, or the path I should say, I just kind of have a path that runs alongside the left side of my island that will take you to my, it's not really like a fishing, you can't actually fish, but that's sort of what it's supposed to be. fishing area. So here's a little setup over there, and keep going this way. I have kind of a lighthouse area over here. This is sort of like one of my favorite little setups I did. It was simple. I kind of feel like it goes with this area over here, but it's interesting which areas like you're more excited about to do, but then they are more challenging and maybe don't end up being quite as fun. And then you're like, oh, I have this random area over here. What am I gonna put here? And then you just kind of get creative. And that's kind of what happened over here with this area. I had a lot of fun doing this kind of fishing wharf area because it's so different from the rest of my island. I think I just had more fun, it being a little more grungy and dirty. Like, I just kind of liked how it ended up looking. But yeah, here is fishing area here. I'm kind of bummed you can't actually fish off of the back of your island. But anyways, this was all, it had land on top of it before, so I kind of liked opening it up and seeing the water back there this time around. And then we have Red, who's actually here today. It kind of makes this area look not as cute, but I did want this stuff to match. I mean, I wasn't really going for pretty, but I do think that looks kind of nice. Little fishing setup over here. And if you were to go this way, it would take you to kind of the pumpkin patch area. So I want to say that we actually did see everything. This isn't really, there isn't much over here, but there's just kind of like pumpkin. You're not really supposed to walk through here, but it's kind of more decorative. Pumpkins and more wheat field areas. But yeah, I have a little picnic area over here, fall themed picnic, and this takes you back to the pumpkin patch area. So I think we actually did see the whole island. Let me make sure. I believe we did. Yeah, we could have gone up through the stairs on the right side to get up to the hiking trail, but that's not really like the main entrance anyway. But yeah, that's it. So I appreciate it if you guys made it this far. I would like to do more regular YouTube videos, but I just don't have the time. It's just too much. It's too stressful to try to have like a schedule that I stick to. So I think I just kind of have to make them when I feel like it and be okay with that. And I hope you guys had fun. I was inspired by a lot of just doing a lot of island tours, watching a lot of YouTube videos and seeing what people did. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. And I hope to see you guys later. Thanks for watching.